So this is Paul Apollonia, okay? I met Paul when I went to it might have been the Amazon meetup first where I met him, but he does run the eBay meetup. It's the second Thursday of every month. He'll talk more about that. Paul sells on eBay. He's been doing it for a while. He does some other things. He's going to have a little presentation and lots of Q&A, I hope, for him. But he also does consignment sales. Okay? Remember I talked about Trader Chris, the high-end guy? This is the opposite. This is the low end. It just that naturally.
I didn't have the high-end stuff.
That naturally came out. You're selling little parts from a refrigerator. He's selling, you know. But Paul's a very good guy and very helpful. Actually, just to pat him on the back, eBay reached out to Paul. Okay? Said, we want to come to Raleigh and do a day-long seminar. Can you set that up? We had it, what, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, September, middle of September.
And they liked it so much they're going to come back and do it again.
Yes. They liked the group that we had. We had about 60 people there, and they were all active and asking great questions. Then the next day we went to the fairgrounds, the flea market at the fairgrounds, and we had a thrifting group, and that was the biggest group they've ever had. 18 people showed up.
And for the seminar, about 1/3 of them were alumni of this class.
Really?
Wow.
No.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Dennis is great. He didn't know
Pay
that.
him all $5 to go.
Let me chew his horn. But he's great.
It's all yours, Paul.
Love him to death. All right, I'm Paul Apollonia. I've been selling on eBay since about, which feels like forever, probably about 2006. Real quick story, I was in corporate, left that, started auto detailing business in 2004. I wasn't ready for self-employment. Took me a couple of years to figure out, get that in my head. Got it going. Then 2008 came, and it just crashed, which was a good thing. So I was working at a big box store at night in the grocery department. Did IT work. Now the manager is making as much as I was making, and I was making $12 an hour at night to make some extra money. But so a friend of mine was saying, you need to sell on eBay. And I'm going, no, I don't. So after about 3 months in pestering me, I started selling on eBay, and I was able to replace that small income with the eBay sales. I do a lot of consignment, which means I go into people's homes. I do a lot of with people downsizing. Unfortunately, in your situation with parents passing away, I help a lot of people with that situation. Doing a lot of
We share.
and I need your card too. And here I'm giving away gifts too. These are basically poly envelopes that you can use to ship out eBay stuff.
Thank you.
Yes. So I do a lot of that. The biggest challenge with consignment is everybody thinks Uncle Joey's card is worth $1,000 and it's only worth about $4. So the biggest thing is with consignment is understanding and really working with people and seeing if they have an emotional attachment to an item. And if they do, I just put that aside and we move on to something else. If there's a lot of items that maybe I bail out sometimes, or I come back and I say, you need to figure out what you want to do with this stuff. But consignment is fun. It can be a tough business. I also do a lot of parting out of items. I get items for free: dishwashers, coffee makers, refrigerators, electronics, whatever, and I part the stuff out. And I sell the parts on eBay. I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight and do a lot of Q&A, I hope. So, that's me up there. I told you all that stuff. That's my website. It needs some work, but it's, so we're going to talk about parting out stuff on eBay. My business cards are up here. All right, I have a YouTube channel. There I post about every week. If you just type in my name in YouTube, it'll pop up. I post every week what I sold on eBay, selected items of what I sold on eBay, how I sold them, what they sold for, how I packed them, and give you lots of tips and tricks on selling on eBay. And then I also post other videos on there on packaging items, challenging of what they call frankenboxing an item, meaning this item is way too big for one box. How do I get it to fit in 2 boxes? And I show you how to telescope the box, and I just try and put a lot of value in the videos. I also do a lot of frugal videos, things I found. I love to save money. It can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. Trying to be real frugal. Okay. whatever you're selling on eBay, whether it's parts, whether it's dresses, whatever, it's really important to find your niche. Whatever your niche is. There's a saying that says the riches are in the niches. That means whatever, it could be a hobby. I was just training a woman the other day, and she said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to sell. And it's good to sell different things, but it's also really important to have a niche. So I'm talking to her for a while, and I really like to get to know what's going on in somebody's life. And she's saying, well, I had 9 children, and and they're all homeschooled, and another double went through it. But she's really mastered homeschooling. So she has all this information on homeschooling, and I said, well, is it your stuff? She goes, yes, it is. I said, well, then you could easily somehow figure out how to lump that together, because homeschooling is huge, especially in North Carolina. I could never do it. I'd probably end up eating my children if I did that. But, so she got into that. I haven't touched base with her lately, but that's what her niche is. So whatever, it can be a hobby, it can be an interest. I just trained another lady that repurposes items. She buys frames and she puts Christian stuff on them and crosses, and then she buys something else and she does something else with crosses and other things. So it's really important to find a niche in what you want to do. You want to be narrow if you can, but just it's important to get that niche going. Okay, there is huge money in parts, huge money. People don't want to spend, people are saving money, they want to keep that refrigerator running forever. They don't want to keep that dishwasher running forever. I get a lot of my inventory from Craigslist and other venues like that. Next Door offer up in the free section. I also have a lot of contacts with people in the area where they just call me and say, hey, I have this dishwasher, do you want it? And I'll say, send me the model number, and if it's something I can make some money on, I go get it, and then I strip the parts out of it and I take it to the dump, whatever's left.
Didn't you just tell us about somebody who they kept getting no-showed on a washer or dryer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into that.
Oh, sorry.
Stop trying to steal my thunder there, Dennis.
You had so much to share. So
All right, yes, I don't have too much thunder left, I'm getting old. All right, so the easiest way to get things is on Craigslist. So I'm going to show you what I do. I create an email alert on Craigslist.
Wait a second. Let me say something because it looks really small on the screen.
Oh, well then please do enlarge it.
Yeah.
No, I don't enlarge it. How can I? Is it really small? Well, just squint a lot. I don't know what to tell you. What? Oh, Control plus? Oh, whatever. Is it getting bigger?
Should be. Didn't understand.
Did it get bigger?
No.
Ah.
Oh, well, well, you don't really need to see all that little wording anyway. How does that sound?
Oops.
What are you doing?
I'll stop.
All right, stop. All right, so that's just a screen print of Craigslist. We're going to show you how to create an email list. Whatever you do on Craigslist, make sure you show up if you're going to show up for stuff. Don't be one of those people that we all complain about, of people that don't show up for Craigslist stuff. Nothing drives me crazy than when I'm trying to sell something or give something away and somebody wants it and they don't show up. For God's sakes, just say you can't show up.
What do you mean show up? What do you mean?
Just go pick it up.
You go pick it up.
You said you're gonna pick it up.
Yeah, go pick it up. I'm sorry, that's what I mean. All right, so.
But by the same token, if you're buying from somebody
Yes.
on Craigslist, use that to your advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. So I've had a lot of interest in this, really. 19 people called you. How many came out? None of them. I'm here. You wanted 100? That was like 27. Oh, you're gonna wait? Good luck with that. How many? Use that. I'm kidding, but use that to your advantage, right?
Yeah. Dennis, if I ever hear you calling me about something I'm selling, and you want to offer me $20 for $100. So here is a perfect example of something on Craigslist, because I picked this one out right here because the guy showed the model number and everything, which is a total rarity on anything you're trying to get on Craigslist. You usually have to call them. So we're going to look at that one right there, that free dishwasher in Cary. I'm sorry, what?
What did you say? Showing? You took a
He's
picture?
showing the part number, right there. You see this picture right here?
Is that a must do?
Well, it would be really nice if you want to get rid of it and, yeah, and if somebody wants to do parting it out. And I never talk, when I go pick up something, they say, what are you gonna do with it? I'm gonna work on it, I'm gonna give it to somebody who doesn't have a dishwasher. I don't really say, I'm an eBay seller, because they don't need to know that. All right, so, you're gonna sign in on Craigslist with your email address, you're gonna create an account, whatever you have to do that. And this is basically, oops. Okay, I'm sorry, so you're gonna type in dishwasher, like right up here. Then you're going to hit this save search. And now this is what my save searches look like, because I'm looking for different and exciting things to fill up my house and my garage and my backyard. That my wife just
So
loves,
every
right?
time somebody posts something on that, it'll notify you then?
Yes.
Really, that's simple.
So there's all my ones that I want to search. You can select them, you can deselect them.
So you're only looking for free items, right?
Yeah, free or very, very low cost items, but I'm usually in the free section because I'm so frugal. But see, like I said, I can, whoops. Here we go. All right, so how it works is, back in the old days, the second somebody posted something, it showed up in your email. So I have it ding in my phone, I have it on my computer. Nowadays, it's a little delayed, but you can still get it if you're quick. The minute I see it, I automatically try and send the person a message. I've gotten all sorts of different things. Non-working reel-to-reel tape players do very, very well on eBay. All I do is I get them from Craigslist, I take a picture of them. If I can get the power on, I take a picture of the thing powered on, the power light on, and I list them as parts not working. That releases you of any issue of it being broken, because you're selling it as parts not working. Lawnmowers, I used to be able to get those for nothing and flip them for 80 to 160, but it's been such a hassle trying to sell that stuff on Craigslist. I actually stopped doing that. Lawnmower parts, I do real well with that. There's certain gas tanks and stuff I can sell for $30, $40 aren't available anymore. The wine refrigerators, you'll see those all the time on there. Most of the time it's a real simple replacement part and you can resell it for around 80 bucks. Vacuum cleaners, most are just clogged. I had somebody give me two Shark vacuum cleaners about a year ago. No, two Dyson vacuum cleaners about a year ago, and I saw they were clogged. But I thought, well, I could unclog them and resell them, but I thought I'm gonna just flip them on the parts on eBay, and I probably made about 300 bucks just from the parts. Nothing major, all you need is you're just taking things apart. You're not trying to put it back together again. So you're just unscrewing things, that's all you're doing.
One other thing, if somebody called you and said, well, gee, you know,
Can't hear you.
if someone called you and said that you needed an air conditioner, would you be able to get that particular thing for them? Would you do something like that?
Might be able to, I can't guarantee it, but I do know some
Do you
people.
do things like that?
Not normally, I don't, but,
Okay, I'm just curious.
no, it's fine, but you have my, okay, good.
So when you say you sell for parts, do you sell them the whole vacuum cleaner and they know they can only
No.
use it for parts? Or
No.
you sell them this part of
No,
the
I
vacuum?
sell different parts off of
So
it.
you have to take it apart?
Yes.
You take it apart?
Right, and the
Okay.
whole thing with, I don't know if I'm probably gonna say it again somewhere later on, but the whole thing with parting out something is you don't wanna spend 9 hours taking a vacuum cleaner apart when you're only gonna make 50 bucks on it. You wanna really be careful of your time you're spending on stuff. I sometimes use my phone, I put a timer on, I say, okay, after 20 minutes, where am I at? Am I done? If I work another 3 or 4 minutes, am I gonna be able to get the motor out and make 40 bucks, or is the motor only worth $5? So you really, it's something you just need to learn after time on what to do. Okay.
Paul, would you say that often that the parts of something might be worth more than selling the whole?
No, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll give you an example coming up right now with the dishwasher.
There you go.
All right. So there's this, back to this free ad for this dishwasher, or this ad for this free dishwasher. One of those. All right, so what I did was, here's the part number, right there, and I'll show you what I do before I even go get it sometimes. Sometimes I just go get it anyway. I look up the model number, there it is right up there in Google, and Google search, and I normally go to Part Select because they are the best with the They are the best with showing parts and diagrams. I scroll down, there's my dishwasher. That doesn't look anything like the dishwasher, it never does. That's just from 1955 or something, okay. And then we go down to racks, because the racks are the best, the biggest. There's two things on dishwashers that sell for the most money: the racks and the timer unit in the door is usually, and the control board, timer unit, and racks is what usually sells the most for the most money. So there are the racks. I click on that, and I see there's a lower rack. One key thing here: always use the manufacturer number when you're looking up something on eBay. Don't use this number. That is the website's part number with a P in front of it. It's almost a totally different part number. Always use that. So I copy that, like a copy and paste. Go over to eBay, put that in there, and these are sold racks. This is free shipping. Probably cost you about $13 to ship that, maybe $14. Remember, you've got it for nothing. You paid nothing for this item. Nothing. The only thing is make sure there's no rust or anything on the racks. Here, oh, that was the lower rack. Here's the upper rack, same thing. I copy and paste the part number. One of the racks usually goes for more. I think it's the upper rack goes for more than the lower rack. So there's one right there for $54. Probably cost you maybe $18 to ship that.
Ridiculous question. How do you ship a rack like that?
Okay. Good question. I'm going to answer that right now. So there's the rack right there. Obviously, I go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I get the big box. The big box they have there, whatever the biggest box they have, like $2 or $2.50 or whatever it costs. I slit the side of the box. I lay the box reverse side so the writing's on the inside, on the ground, open flat. I lay that flat-wise, or I guess, well, if I've got, I tape that spinner thing, first of all, so it doesn't wiggle around. I lay it on the ground with the box. I fold the box over, tape it, then I cut the corners, and I fold them in, and I tape it around. So I'm doing what they call it Frankenboxing. You know, I'm making my own box.
Okay.
So there's no packing, there's no, because I used to pack it and everything with bubble wrap it. You don't need that. It's not
Yeah,
good.
you don't need it.
Yes, Dennis.
Are there any tools that can help you with that?
For that,
Sizing up the box?
a utility knife and a tape gun for right now. Not the box sizer yet, though. Oh, I should have thought that. I forgot. He has some really good questions.
See, one of the things I got from the eBay meetup from Paul, because he does have to be creative in how he makes these boxes. The other is, there's a guy that comes to eBay that sells framed art with glass in it.
Scott.
Scott. So he also has to be very creative, because he can't find the right box all the time. He also has to make his own and pack those very well if they have glass in them. So just on packing information, these two guys are great resources.
Yeah. He does art. What's her name? Vicky doesn't come that much anymore. She sells bras and panties. Women, new, obviously not used. Well, hey, whoa. This is a family class, but there's a market for that on a certain section on eBay, but that's okay. We won't talk about that.
So we appreciate Paul's last talk here.
Yes, that's right. All right. There was another gentleman I taught. He was from Vietnam. He just got here 2 months ago when I taught him, and he was the only one in my class. And he's talking to me. I'm going, what?
It's hard to understand.
What? So I said, nobody's in the class. I said, we'll go as long as you want. So I just let him talk for a while so he could get a feeling of what the heck is this guy saying. So I finally figured it out. I'm teaching him, and he says he sells fish on eBay. Show guppies and show something else.
All I know is they're between 50 and
Show-
150 bucks.
Show guppies.
Wow, show
Live
dog,
fish.
Guppies.
like a show dog, only a
Guppy, yes. Yes. You know, Guppy, we used to have a little fishbowl when we were kids, and when they would die, we'd like flush them down, and sometimes our mothers would like flush them down while they were alive. No, I'm just saying, but guppies.
How do you ship?
He shipped them in a bag, in a styrofoam box, and did you ever meet, he came to meet up once or twice.
Super nice guy.
Real nice guy. Yeah, so you can sell almost anything.
But think about that. This guy's making extra money. He has a job, but he's making extra money selling live fish for on average about $100 a shot.
Wow.
A fish.
You'll figure out how to ship them.
Yes, yes.
That's why you come
Yes.
to these videos.
So if you were looking on, so you saw the ad for the free dishwasher, you went and got the free dishwasher. Now, why are you shipping the rack?
We just made
So
$100
parts.
on it.
Somebody-
Because I'm only making, because I'm only selling the racks and only certain parts out of it.
Oh, you're selling the, gotcha.
Parting,
Okay.
parting it out. Now, there are certain brands, the minute I see, like, I'll like rush out of the house real quick and get it, and that is Bosch. Bosch dishwasher parts sell like, a rack for a Bosch dishwasher, you'll make $65 in your pocket after fees and shipping. They're insanely,
Does that go for the washers too?
yes, it goes for the washer. Would you like for me to pick up your washer sometime? Oh, okay, no. But, yeah, so those go real well. The control boards, which I'm gonna show you next on this one doesn't sell for a whole lot of money. The Bosch control boards go for 70 to 80 bucks. I do not test these out. I just send them out as is and cross my fingers that they work. And if they don't work, I immediately refund the person and I refund the shipping.
What does that go to?
That goes, that's your,
Brain.
you know, on the outside of your dishwasher and you push the buttons or you turn the knobs. That's what that is. That's on the inside working. Yes, sir.
Okay, I personally have gotten rid of dishwasher, not dish, well, like, clothes washing machines in the past, just because I'm 50 and I used it for 30 years, and I decided to get rid of something.
Yes.
When I pulled that out of my house, it was beyond
Okay, that's
sellable, because it was just sitting in a room that got dust, dirt,
right.
grime. I mean, when I pulled out, the living continents fell out of that thing, the dust, it was just because my house was old. Anyway, so that being said, do you sell stuff like that? I mean, like, how would you?
If the timer worked in it, I would try and sell it.
Like, if it had an old manual, I mean, this thing.
Yeah, that probably would sell. You'd have to look it up. You'd have to look the part up.
Would you say, you unscrew it, clean it, and take a picture of it?
Yeah, so that would do.
Yeah, that's it.
So is there a site that would tell him how much he would get paid for that part?
Right, you know.
Well, you'd have to look it up on the parts site, like I showed you, and then the part
part
select or
select.
whatever,
Part
and then type the copy paste the part number in
Okay.
eBay and see.
Then you look at the sold listings on eBay.
Yep,
and it
sold,
tells you how much
sold.
it's selling.
Okay, no, I'm just kind of curious, because that piece looks like it's clean and out of the box, brand new.
Yeah, well, that is a new one there, but, I mean, I'm
So, but you do sell stuff that's
oh, yeah.
Slightly used.
slightly,
It looks
this
a little-
is like a
Over
25,
slightly.
this is like a 25-year-old laundry machine.
Paul, after you go get this, dishwasher.
Oh, careful.
Pulled out the, control
What?
board, right? Now, the dishwasher has its own manufactured parts, but so does that control
Right.
board, correct?
Right.
Is it on here?
Yes, it should be actually on the board, on the physical board, the part number. And remember, that fits multiple dishwashers, so what I would do on this one is,
Okay, gotcha,
oh,
gotcha.
well, I can't scroll down because it's just a screen print. But usually it tells you what other part of, what other dishwashers it fits,
Uh-huh.
so you put that in your listing too.
Thank you. Is that the same with the rack?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see what's next here. Okay, so here's the part, here's that part on eBay. Pre-owned, $39.99 free shipping. It
Sold
weighs,
listings.
sold listings, it weighs under 16 ounces, so that would go first class. On eBay, when you're shipping on eBay, if I take,
You get
Yes.
through eBay?
yes, if I take this to the post office and it's 16 ounces, it's not gonna go first class, because it's over 13 ounces. The post office only, first class goes up to 13 ounces. If you ship this via eBay, going through eBay, printing out the label at home, first class goes up to 16 ounces. So you wanna ship through eBay. I don't know what it is, but people are frightful to ship through eBay. I don't know why, I have no idea.
What do you mean ship through eBay?
do the whole, okay, I sold this,
Right.
I sold this to you,
You sold that thing up there.
That thing
Right,
to you.
To me, okay, go ahead,
but you're somewhere else.
okay.
I would be able to even make you wait long for it, no, but, so I'm gonna ship that.
You're not going to the post office.
I'm not going to the post office. The only time I go to the post office is to physically drop that off already with a label on it. It's already got postage on
Okay.
it. You can wait for your mailman to do it, but I'm close up to the post office. I just love wasting time driving back and forth to the post office. No, so I like to drop it off to the post office when I can.
So when you sold that to him, you got an email.
Yes,
And what does that email tell you to do exactly?
it tells me, well, it automatically uploads the tracking number on the
Well,
eBay.
you gotta purchase something. You gotta purchase the postage
Yes.
through eBay.
Okay, very good, I got you. So that's how you're doing it.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, I got you, all right, okay.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Got you, all right.
Trying to walk you through that.
Okay, that's what you meant. I had a feeling that's what you meant.
Just something to stone.
And after you do that, then you take the post office.
Yes,
And you don't have to wait in line.
Exactly.
okay. You ready for the
Got it.
the gem of gems of gems
Yes.
that I found? So, I get a call, no, it's Whirlpools. I get a call from a guy about 2 miles away from my house. Or no, I don't get a call. I see him list one of these. One of them's a washer, one of them's a dryer. I can't remember. I think that's the washer. He says, free washer. So I said, okay, great. I'll come get it. So I go to his house. He goes, thank God you're here. This is the 5th time I've posted this. I don't know where my alerts were because it's the first time I ever saw it. Unless he was lying to me. He goes, thank God you came because nobody was coming to get it. He said, hang on a second. I have a dryer. Do you want that too? I was like, okay. I knew what was wrong with that. I forget. It was something with the motor or some balancing thing or whatever. The dryer did work. And I was gonna keep it for myself, but my wife and kids, they think they can throw piles of clothes in the washer to where they're standing on the washer, still putting more clothes in. And my 39-year-old dryer can't handle this, and then they're yelling at me, the dryer's not drying the clothes. Because you know what I mean? They don't understand, like, they can't fall in the washer. No, just so there's an example of, I parted that out, took me probably about 45 minutes to take all the parts out of both of them, and I sold everything. Which one's the dryer? That's the dryer, that's the washer. I sold almost everything in this washer. I even sold the door. I sold, in these washers, in these front-loading washers, there's these weights, these big heavy cement weights attached to the drum. I sold, I listed them and they were on eBay for, I'll be honest with you, about 10 months. I'm like, I'm gonna take these off because they were super heavy. They're probably about 35 pounds a piece. And I sold 2 of them, each for about $45 a piece. Another thing you can do is once you part it out and you get a drum, you can sell that on Craigslist for about 30 bucks as a burned drum. People, you know, they bury them in their backyard and burn things.
Now, Paul, all these parts and these units here, did they all have the manufacturer?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. They did. They did a little, and I even sold what they call, after you take everything apart, there's the wiring harness.
Right, okay.
Car guys know what that means. That's all the wires basically, it's all connected, and I sold that for $35.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
All right.
yes, Daddy.
So piggyback off of William now, because when
William.
you talked about, you know, his washer dryer was about your age, 30, well, the age of your dryer, 39.
Yeah,
So not all
much
washer
older than
dryers are equal in
No.
what they're worth.
Right,
Some may not be worth anything.
right, exactly.
But,
And I've been messed up with that too, where I went all the way down to Fuquay Varina a couple weeks ago and got a dishwasher, and it turned out to be it wasn't really worth it.
now, to finish with this though, okay, so you've parted out everything you can part, so now you just got the skeleton left, and I'm sure your yard looks wonderful with all these different appliances laying around.
Well, that was my question.
And I played a Sanford and Son theme, you know, while I'm walking around. I remember Sanford and Son, young enough. No, but I even sold the bottom pieces and everything. I bring it to the dump. I bring the metal to the dump. And I also have a scrap guy that picks up stuff too.
No, this scrap guy, where does he come from?
Honestly, believe it or not, he drives all the way down from Virginia to pick up scrap metal.
And does he pay you or do you pay him?
No, I just give him stuff. Do you know how much scrap metal's worth today? Not that much.
It's
So
gone down a lot.
Now, Paul, you said you went up somewhere to look at, I guess one of these units here, and it wasn't worth it.
Yes.
So what, you didn't do your due diligence?
I was helping out a friend. Dennis, man, you got the good ones in here, don't you? Is this little Greek or something or what? Explain due diligence.
Ask him how much he's making on eBay.
Well, I tell you, I started eBay before eBay has got to this level. I paid.
Oh, you were in the old
I
days.
was old days. I paid $30,000 with eBay my first year.
When you were waiting for checks to come to your house and stuff, you back those
Well, I
days?
used to go to Home Depot and I made a lot of money on their cooktops. I used to buy them for $50 and sell them for $40.
That's great.
Wow.
That is great.
That's arbitrage.
That's, yes, that's retail arbitrage, what they
That's
call
right,
it.
yes, I did that.
That's awesome.
Like the stove?
Yeah, the inserts. You know, you have an island and you drop it
You're
in
buying for $50?
I just saw
$50.
one.
What are you buying? How are you getting it for $50?
Yes, I
That's
did, yeah.
Little while.
And I just recently sold a flat insert cooktop. I bought it at Lowe's. They have it there so long, and I kept on looking at it, It was selling for, it's at $1,500, and they were selling it out
Oh,
for $100 because they wanted to get rid of their
Yep.
inventory, even though it's been sitting there for a
Right.
while. So, no, I'm sorry, was selling for, no, I take it back, selling for $600, that's right. So I told the guy, listen, I've been seeing this here forever, you guys ain't moving this, I'll give you $100 for it. You know what he told me? Take it.
take it,
What's
take
that?
it.
And I just sold it for,
What you just said, just take it,
yeah,
or?
he just told me to, yeah, he took it out of the took it out and gave it to me.
Okay, that's a perfect example of, let's say you don't wanna sell old parts like this, you wanna sell newer parts. That's
Yes,
exactly what a friend of mine in Florida
It was
does.
brand new.
That's what he does, he goes to Lowe's and Home Depots, scouts out what's there, looks up the model number on eBay, and then talks to the manager, and there's some kind of code or something you can see on the price tag on how long it's been there, and he said, well, what do you want for that? And if you can get a washer for $100 and make $1,000 on the parts, because remember, now we're talking about a new item. We're not talking about something that's 15 years old, we're talking about something new. That's incredible, it's a great story. Is he telling the truth?
Always.
Oh, okay, good. Yes, then.
So, a couple of eBay meetups ago, Paul, before the eBay seminar we had a guest speaker from Florida, Dana Crawford. Okay? He had a TV or a screen hooked up, and she's
Yes.
talking, goes through the screen, and she told us a story about a guy who was selling brand new auto parts. He didn't have any in inventory. He sold Napa auto parts because he lived next door to the Napa store.
In an apartment.
He would list stuff, when somebody ordered it, he'd go next door and buy it and then ship it to them.
Yeah, I did that.
That's not illegal.
No, it's not, it's retail arbitrage. And it's
Just
like
like
So
a-
I have a question for Basilio. What did you do with that washer? Like you
No,
said
it
you
wasn't a
sold
watch,
it.
It was a
Stovetop.
Yeah, but still, I mean, did you ship it to them or they came and picked it up or?
Oh, what happened? Okay, what happened? What happened is I had it listed on eBay, I had it listed on Facebook and so a guy that lived about 3 hours out. He called me up on the Facebook thing. And he chewed me down because I had it listed for $500. So he said, listen, I don't want to come out all the way out there, can you do something now on the phone? And he said $300. I said, if you're gonna come, but it has to be today. If it's not today, forget about the deal. And he drove 3 hours.
Wow, okay.
People,
And no shipping, no nothing.
Yeah,
And he bought all the items that I had.
Good job. So that is my one gem. Remember, there is nothing leaves my house, an appliance, without me looking and seeing what I can sell anything for. Now, my average sales on eBay range from anywhere as low as just a couple bucks to about $40. I do have those gems. I do have those gems through consignment sometimes. The biggest item I ever sold was a sanding machine on a car bar. I never even met the guy. He called me. He found me through my meetup. And he said, I hear you do consignment. Can you help me sell this huge sanding? Like I had to get a tractor and trailer to get this thing out of there. So he sent me a video of it. I went, okay. My wife thought I was crazy. I said, just Give me a chance. And I put it up there, and I put it up to social media every couple hours for about a couple days, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And a guy from Florida called him and said, okay, I'll buy it. He sold her for $14,000, the machine, and I got like 15% out of that. So that was really good. I was happy with that for hardly doing no work. And I went to go see him the day we sold it. And he goes, I have all this other stuff. And I filled my van up with a bunch of other stuff. He gave me these big saw blades for circular saws that I sold for $100 a piece in a couple days. So it's all about contacts. It's all about telling everybody what you're doing when you're selling on eBay. Tell everyone, hey, I'm selling on eBay. That could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing, because then you could have people giving you a lot of stuff. But that's a good thing to me. I don't do a whole lot of thrifting, going out to stores and looking around. I do some, but that's not my main thing. I'd rather do consignment and parting out things. But like I said, back to nothing leaves my house without checking what parts sell. Not much, but I got $8.99 for that manual. Yes, a physical manual to
manual.
Ninja blender that you could download off the internet for nothing. I shipped it on media mail because it's media. You gotta be careful with media mail. No comics. What is it? Nothing with advertising? No. What's it? Nothing with advertising. Is that what it is? So that shipped out media mail for like nothing. I don't even know what it shipped out for, $1 or something.
Okay.
Okay. What?
Can I ask you what idiot that was and get their names?
Don't worry about me. First words, that's it. I used to be like that. What idiot would buy that? Who cares?
I mean,
They want it. We need more idiots that are buying stuff like that. What?
Media mail, is that for any kind of circular or any kind of magazine?
Yes. Anything you know more about? I don't know all the
Media
nuances.
mail
of
would be,
media
as
mail.
you think, books, CDs, DVDs, software. When you get in, you can't put ads in, so some magazines might not qualify for that. And anything you send media mail, the post office can open it up and check.
Yes, and they do sometimes.
So it's cheaper to sell that?
It is cheaper,
Like,
it's cheaper when it gets to be that over the pound. It's not necessarily cheaper
Books.
if it's 4 or 5 ounces.
Right.
Both media mail and when it gets that small, they can be pretty close.
And books too.
So why does that qualify as media mail?
Because it's paid, because it's a manual.
Oh.
Yes, way back there.
Yeah, so when you get paid for this, do you set up like a PayPal account?
Yes,
Do you do
yes.
Venmo or? like-
No, it's all through PayPal. It's all through eBay. And eBay is, I don't want to get into it right now, but eBay is shortly going to be changing their payment. PayPal is the best way to go.
I covered that the last class, I got everybody so confused,
Okay,
because it's actually only an
that is
indication.
going like this.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Paul,
What?
you said there were three things that you get from the dishwasher. You mentioned the control board and you mentioned the rack. What's the third
Right.
one?
You did say 3.
I did say 3.
I've been
We
texting-
only got-
I listened.
Timing units.
Yes, timing unit, thank you. Thank you, whoever said that. Barney Angel said that, okay, cool, all right, so, let's go to the next one. Now, before I say anything, see it says found on side of road disclaimer.
$49.
Do not pull, be careful when you see something on the side of the road. Pull over, safe distance, put flashers on, look both ways, get out. I told my wife I got this on the side of the road and I had to hear her for like a week yelling at her. So make sure, disclaimer, this is a landscaper grade bag.
Wow.
I see these all the time on 540 going, I mean, not all the time, but I'm looking ahead, but I'm always
What kind of car do you drive?
I do. Well, you'll see me if you see me on my day. You'll know the day like so I'm always looking ahead and this way and that way in my mirrors, and I'm looking for stuff and counting dead animals on the side of the road and everything else. But so that is the minute. Actually, I was stopped on 540. We were in a traffic jam, believe it or not. And I looked over and I went, ooh.
My lucky day.
My lucky day. So I pulled over, which was great, and it took me 9 hours to get back in the traffic, so nobody let me in, but I got the bag, and I sold it within a week, and that's $49, like, in my pocket, that's after shipping and everything.
Nice roadkill.
There were no holes in it, no nothing, so,
Wow.
You sold it locally,
no, I sold it on eBay.
like the ships were
I
like.
shipped it. It went in a Lowe's, small box, whatever that size that small box is, 2 of them. So I put it, I made the box up, I put it in the box, and I put another box on top of it, and I telescoped it, they call that.
Clean it? Clean it?
No, don't clean it, no, it's listed as dirty. I'm not gonna clean it. Alright, so, that's how I shipped it, no packing papers.
A lot of this stuff, the parts, this, I already know the answer to this, but for everybody, do you typically do free shipping or charge for shipping, or what do you do?
Well,
Depends.
that's the end of it, I used to do free shipping years ago and I stopped, and I've been starting to do it now again because the holidays are coming up. And it does boost you up in rankings on eBay, which means if I have this as free shipping and I have another one that's not free shipping, it won't be higher ranked than non-free shipping one. So I've been doing more and more free shipping, and it's worked out. You just gotta make sure you add your shipping cost into the item.
Right.
I do a lot of guesstimating with my shipping costs, to be honest with you. Sometimes I make money, sometimes I lose a little bit of money. Because it's hard to get shipping exact. I'd have to box it, and I'd have to do all sorts of stuff. Yes,
It
sir!
depends on
Let
where
me
it's
tell you what
going.
I used to do.
Oh, boy.
Okay, being that I don't know where the person's gonna.
You know, I'm just
live
kidding
in,
you, right? It's
So,
like,
that's okay.
bang your back and forth, okay?
So I go to the furthest
Yes,
from where I'm living,
Like-
right? And that's the shipping that I tag on and I put on a little extra.
Yep.
And I put it in the price.
That's great.
So let's say the shipping is $50 and I was trying to sell the item for $550, no longer is $550, it's $600.
right.
Shipping is
Right.
included.
That was my next thing. Yeah, that's what I would do too. There's also another thing too that, I used to be really against, and that is best offer on your items, which means if I'm doing a buy it now, and I've got that, let's say I'm selling it for $48, I can do $48 for best offer. I used to have a best offer option with a decline option on it, meaning I would set the best offer at the lowest price I wanted. But in a way, sometimes you're losing sales by doing that. I know people are gonna come in and they're gonna say, oh, I'll give you $1 for that. I'll give you $2 for that. And you just ignore those offers. They're gonna drive you crazy, or you just come back at them with, oh, I can only take $45 for it. And sometimes you get the sale. I think it's people are just looking for the
Yes.
bargain. And I don't know if this is still true, but years ago, when you had a best offer, like when someone made an offer on something, it would really rank you really high up in search. And a lot of times you would sell it at full price, because it would be up there already, and someone would go by and go, oh, wait, I want that item. So I always tell people to leave the offer out there for a couple hours. That is about it for the parting out. Let's do yes things.
Well, actually, do you have more?
I'm done with the parting out.
Do you have more after that, Bill?
I was just gonna do the Q&A.
Okay.
Okay.
So one of the things, do you like sit down on Wednesday and list all your stuff on Wednesday, or do you spread it out?
No, I try and do it every day,
Why is that?
because eBay wants to see you listing every day. It helps your logarithms and all the other stuff in eBay, yes. Now, you can do a thing called a scheduled listing. You can start creating your listing, there's a schedule option. I don't pay for any extras on eBay except for that sometimes. If I know I'm gonna be away, it's 10 cents a listing, and I can say, if I'm listing today, I can say, okay, list these 2 today. Okay, now I'm gonna list this 1 tomorrow, and I can say, schedule it out tomorrow at 12 p.m. And it's
So
scheduled.
when you schedule it, it's 10 cents versus just going live now.
Right. Any other questions? What's the last thing? Yes.
You mentioned, like estate sale, consignment, that type thing.
Yes.
That sounds like a whole different kind of ballgame than the things you've been talking about. Did you need like software or something to, you get a whole bunch of items at like an estate sale? How do you manage that? Just one at a time?
This is one at a time. The one thing nice about the consignment side, what I like about it, is I'm not going out and getting any items. I mean, the items are coming to me, or I'm going to somebody's house and they're saying, I don't want these items, or what do I do, or are these worth it? Yeah, it takes time, but I'm not out there in thrift stores. Now, it works for me, a lot of people don't like it. I do a 50-50 split, so if I sell something for $100, I take the $50. It takes a lot of work, I spend at least between 1 to 4 hours on each item. So it takes a lot of work, and some people don't like that cut, they say, well, that's too much. Well, I can't.
I think it's too little.
Yeah, I can't. And some people told me that, that's too little. I said, okay, what do you want to do?
So you have good monthly income, is it every 2 weeks?
Yes,
Or
yeah.
Every 2 weeks, or once a month they pay you, or how often?
No, they just pay you as you sell. It goes
Oh,
right into your,
okay.
dumps right into your PayPal account.
But to remind you, everybody, if you're just getting started, PayPal's gonna hold your money for
Yes.
about 3 weeks.
Yes.
Just be aware of it. But after you're rolling, it's immediate.
Right. And once you, now, another thing is they're called selling limitations.
Oh, what?
Selling limitations for your, because they want to make sure you're real, you're not a robot, you're a real, now, if you really follow the rules in the first week, because there was a gentleman that was at our meetup years ago, and I remember him, another Scott, he had a mattress store down in Clayton, and he sold coins, just coins. He came to the coffee shop for training, and he put down 2 containers, and I went, what's that? He goes, that's my operation. I went, whoa. That was it, because he's got coins in one, he's got little poly envelopes in another one, a little scale, a little printer, and that's all he needed. But what he did was, he was selling coins, and he could only sell, was it 10 a week, 10 a month?
It was, when you first started, it's either 5 or 10.
Right.
And then they have to okay you to go up from that.
Right.
You can ask them to.
And that's what he did. And I said, just follow all rules, do as they're telling you, if somebody message you, reply back real quick, ship it out on time, and he was able just to have that all cleared up within about a month.
Was that because of what he was selling?
No, it's because of how he was following the rules. He was following the rules to the T.
No,
No, I meant, was he limited to the, what he could, like, he could only sell this many a month because of what he was selling?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
It's a newbie kind of limit.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
a newbie thing.
You're limited.
Oh, gotcha.
And remember now, what I heard, let's say you're selling on eBay, and 2 years later you stop. And then 3 years later you start selling again.
Mhm.
What I've heard is you're back again with seller limitations. I don't know if that's true or not, excuse me. But that's right. He's dying for another question.
yeah, and I'm just curious, because you mentioned this gentleman before, it's
Uh-oh,
not
what's that?
selling these guppies, I think, where was he getting it from?
He was getting it imported from
Asia.
Asia.
Somewhere in Asia.
Really?
He's from
Yes.
Vietnam.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Got any ideas?
Now think about
Yes.
this.
That's
Hang on a
amazing.
second. Go ahead.
Think about this, okay?
Do you
So,
ever, do you ever sell your parts internationally?
Yes, I do. Yeah, eBay has a way of selling things internationally very easy. It's called Global Shipping Program, GSP. Have you heard of it? You heard of it?
Yeah, I avoided international, I said my thing is limited to
Yeah,
US.
you're losing a lot of sales. That's okay. But then you're selling a
Well,
lot.
with that program, it's real simple.
You just ship to Kentucky, they have a site in Kentucky. You ship it properly, you pack it properly, you don't just throw it in a box. I said you pack properly. Once eBay gets it, they do open it up to make sure it's the right item. Once they say, hey, we got it, you'll get an email and you'll get an eBay message that says, we got your item. It's in process. They can lose it, they can break it, it can get lost in transition, and eBay eats the cost. Now, I've heard some pros and cons of why you don't want to do it and why you want to do it. I was at Ecom Chicago, a big event a couple weeks ago, Amazon, eBay was there. I talked to a big eBay seller, and he goes, I don't do it because global shipping tax on every possible tax there is, and they put it on there to cover them. That's why it's more, that's why it's always more.
Well, I had an instance, I think I told everybody, I sold a DVD somewhere in Europe, and I just came across, you normally don't see what the shipping is. I sent it to Kentucky for whatever I was charging, free shipping, $2.95, whatever, it's a DVD. The person paid $37 to have it shipped to Europe.
Right.
But I had nothing to do with that. All I
Right.
gotta do is get Kentucky, I got my money, that's it, I'm done.
Oh, you did, that's right, I'm sorry.
But then you also can, my dental hygienist ships jewelry all over the world. But then if there's a return or a problem, she has to deal with that in customs and everything else. The global shipping program, if you can get it to Kentucky, you're done.
You're out, you're done. And I shipped it, and it goes, it's funny because I've shipped to Canada through global shipping. And a lot of people say it's not that hard anymore to ship internationally. I don't want to mess with it. So I may be losing sales because I'm using global shipping, but I like it because it's easier on me. Another thing about shipping, let me tell you, when I ship something, no matter what it is, unless I know it's going first class, 16 ounces or less, I'll ship that first class. Everything else I ship out, there's several, all these options on eBay you can pick. First class, post office, B box, A box, whatever, FedEx. I ship economy shipping, it says, 5 to 10 days. I may lose some sales on that, but that gives me the ability to use any option I want as far as shipping.
Because you can always upgrade.
Right, I can use the first class one, I can use post office, I can use priority mail, I can use flat rate box, I can use FedEx. FedEx is extremely cheap for heavy items. I can use something called FedEx Smart Post, which is a collaboration between FedEx and the post office. Rumor has it, if you ship something, Smart Post through FedEx, you take it to the FedEx office, it goes from that office to the closest FedEx office to the buyer, and it goes post office from there. Rumor has it, if you take that same box to the post office, it goes by slug or snail or mule or whatever to the closest post office, and then FedEx picks it up from there. So the only problem with Smart Post is there's no insurance, so if something breaks, FedEx is gonna say it's post office's fault, post office is gonna say it's FedEx's fault.
Wow.
But the savings is insane on some stuff.
There was a woman in the Moneymakers group, she sold her first item on eBay just recently. I think it was a brooch. She said it was worth about $300, I don't know if that's what she sold it. The person who bought it lives in Russia and wanted to arrange to have it shipped over there. This woman didn't list it to be sold over in Russia. So she was wondering, how do I send it? Because the post office won't insure it and all this stuff. So she ended up canceling the sale. If you're getting started, don't sell internationally except through that global shipping.
Yeah, right.
It's just, you gotta learn how to walk before you run.
Right.
You know, that guy, Scott, that does the high-end consignment stuff in Pittsburgh I told you about? Chris. He sold basically a, kind of like a slot machine somewhere in France. And then when he got there, it didn't work.
Wow.
He had to have it returned.
Ouch.
Now, Paul, did you say that eBay is going with a different payment system other than PayPal? Is that what you said?
He started to and I stopped him.
Sorry.
eBay and PayPal, same company. About 5 years ago, they split, but they're still intertwined. Almost everybody on eBay pays with PayPal, okay? But they're going to change it. Now, when you sign up now, still sign up for PayPal, because you can get paid all from different companies, but people are gonna still buy stuff on eBay with PayPal. But you won't get paid when you buy something from me, okay, right now, you go to your PayPal, you pay my PayPal. That's how it works. Down the road, in a couple of years, okay, when you go, you can still pay with PayPal, but you're paying me directly into my account, or actually into my eBay managed account. Because now eBay will get a little percentage. Now, you can also, most people don't pay with a credit card on eBay, but now it's going to be set up easier for people to pay with a credit card.
Yes, and Apple Pay and all the other ones.
So they're going to be in control the way it was explained to us. But right now, you cannot sign up to do that. You have to be invited to be in that managed payment system.
Yeah.
Because I was telling everybody in the class last month, I said, don't do PayPal anymore. Sign up for this managed thing. And then I went like, oh, no, don't do. You can't do that. But I think by 2021.
Yeah, something like that. It's gonna be managed. It's just gonna be like every other avenue, though. If you think about
Yes.
it, Amazon's like that. We're just some of us eBay people are really old-fashioned. And we don't like change.
It will not
Who
affect.
they are, but you know, not me. I love change. Oh.
It will not affect how people. It will not prevent people from using PayPal to pay for your item.
Will there be a
The
fee
big problem
attached?
is
An extra fee?
that I see is a lot of people don't have.
Will there be an extra fee attached?
I think there's a
Well,
little bit.
now there's a PayPal fee, right? There's a PayPal fee I pay when he buys my item.
But nothing extra is going to be.
Right.
Well, there'll be another fee
That's what I think.
for that.
Yeah, I
But
forget what it is.
I mean, that's.
And
Get your business
unfortunately,
about it.
there's a lot of people that don't have credit cards, and that's all they have is a PayPal account. And people say, really? And I said, yes, because even, another example is when I go teaching in places like Clinton, North Carolina, the amount of people that are still on dial-up will blow your mind away down there. Dial-up. So dial-up is still hot and heavy, believe it or not, so I'm just saying, these small towns, a lot of these people, they don't have a credit card, and PayPal is the only way they're buying things on eBay. So, yes, Dennis?
I mentioned that you teach the class.
Yes.
To the Wake County Public School System, the adult education thing. You teach us two classes. One, how to use your Chromebook if you have one. And then the other is on how to sell on eBay. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure.
Do a little ad for it?
Of course, thank you so much. It's from 6:30 to 9, the class. I go over basically everything you have to do to list an item. I do a short presentation of slides, overheads of physically listing the item. Then I bring an item in and we list it, and I show you all the tips and tricks. You can end that wherever you gotta do.
Okay.
Tips and tricks on how to list the item.
Where
And
at?
the end, it's at Leesville High School.
I'm gonna show you the website. Hang on.
One is coming up next Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday.
How much do you charge?
It's
$98.
$98.
How much?
$98.
$90?
For 2.5 hours.
2.5
I'm a
hours.
senior.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That means you should have lots of money.
I guess I'm a senior too, I'm 59. Am I senior yet or no?
You're not
Not yet, okay.
These classes, and that's what Judith teaches, these classes, people set their own prices.
Yes,
I've taken a class there for $35. I've seen other classes there for $400.
yeah.
It's
There's a
also,
lot of value in the class.
it could also be a multi-night class.
Right.
But his
yeah,
is just
Just one night.
His is just 2.5 hours. He sleeps about an hour of it. It's $100, or you can just come here.
What?
I think you just cut into his paper.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
Oh,
Oh, of course.
thank you.
Anybody need a card? I thought I could ask these around.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're gentlemen too. Lots of questions.
Thank you.
I'm really familiar with yourself. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I hope it's a good thing.
Paul?
Is this,
Dennis?
is this the same one much on?
Oh, that's the same one on the card, on there, but that's okay. That's, yeah, that's what people
Oh,
tell
can I
me.
make a card like this for my son?
No.
Not yet.
So Paul, why don't you tell me about the meetup?
The meetup, we meet second Thursday of the month, which is this Thursday coming up, but you'll be here at this class. I don't want you missing this class for my meetup.
That's
Where is
right.
it, where is it located?
You all look like getting sick, but see, I might have to, it is at Panera on Glenwood Avenue, next to Golden Corral, between Golden Corral and First Watch.
That's free,
What is
right?
that?
And it's
Yeah.
$5 to be
Okay.
there. Meetup fees are very expensive, they charge me a lot of money to be on meetup.
And it's not a bad idea to maybe buy something while you're there.
Yes, buy soda or something.
What is this one called?
This is the Raleigh eBay meetup group.
Yeah, what is that?
What is it? Or
What's the
what-
date?
The date is this Thursday.
I thought you said that the date with Leesville is this Thursday.
No, that's next Thursday.
Okay, the meetup.
Well, where
The
are you
meetup at,
$98 is.
There it is.
the meetup at the Panera is always the second Thursday of every month. From
That's
7
why
to
Dennis
9.
usually has his classes the third week of the month.
Right.
But because of some stupid holidays that are coming up, we're not doing that, no, just.
For the holidays.
This is the meetup. You can just Google if you want. Raleigh eBay meetup. That's the Dana Crawford thing we were doing when she was in
And I'm
Florida.
gonna be working on getting more and more people to Skype in. I've got some eBay execs that are willing to come in. I'm just having a Wi-Fi issue there.
Meetup.com.
Paul's main thing for his meetup is mostly Q&A, so come with your questions. There are people there that have not signed up on eBay yet. Then there's other people that have made, that have sold $50,000 in a month. Now, they're not there all the time, okay? But if you have any interest, in selling, it's a good thing to go to. It's from 7 to 9. It is $5 to sit at the table. It is hard to hear there. So
We're gonna move to the corner this time.
get there early so you can get close to the middle. It helps,
Yeah, we're
okay?
We sit at that main, the big table in the middle, but I'm gonna move it to the corner of the room and see how that works.
Now, the other thing I was telling you about, okay, now you can go here, you can search, just do a Google for Raleigh, it says e-commerce, but Raleigh eBay seller meetup, and it'll take you here. If you register, join the group, that's when it'll give you the details about it, but he just told you the details. He does not send out like an email every other day. You get an email once or twice a month to remind you about the meeting. If there's something special going on, we'll say we have something special going on, okay? It's a great resource for $5.
Yes, hang on, she has a
Sure.
question,
A
what?
burning question.
That's okay.
So, are you very active on social media? You mentioned
Yeah.
Facebook a little bit,
Yeah.
but is it just primarily Facebook?
Facebook, I have an Instagram page. I don't do too much Instagram, I need to do more. I'm on LinkedIn.
Paul sort of has a partner that he does some teachings with. That
Martin
maybe-
Brossman,
Maybe some of you
he
know.
helps me out a lot with, Martin Brossman, he does a lot of stuff. One quick thing about LinkedIn, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, get one. And put your information in there, because when people Google your name, that comes up almost first in Google. Yeah.
Right.
So, and whatever you're doing now, real quick, this whole side thing about LinkedIn. You want to connect what you're doing now through your whole childhood. There's a connection with your job or your business that you can track back all the way to when you were a kid. Like, I know I can track back parting out things to when I was selling lawnmowers as a 10-year-old.
So how would you make the connection on LinkedIn? How would you work that?
You'd have to just look at what you've done in your life.
Like with your
and-
lawnmower as a child, how did you connect that on LinkedIn?
Well, when I was a kid, I would go around to trash dumps and get lawnmowers and drag them back on my bicycle, strap them on the back of my bike and go back.
So you just put that on LinkedIn?
And stuff like that, and and then after that, then I got a job as a small engine mechanic, and then I did this, and then it just, then I left that for a while in IT, but I never really left that full-time, I always did that part-time, and this is what I'm doing. There's always some kind of connection. I like when I did detailing. I did all the detailing. I was washing cars when I was, 10 years old. I also do one-on-one training too, so that's another option if you don't want to pay all that at once. Yes, that's my card.
Yeah, I know it's a card. Are you allowed to?
Yes, I
allowed to
can
use that?
this is a certain size.
So anybody can do this?
Yes, as long as it's a certain. This is what
No, I just
Oh,
want
okay. Where's got one of these people in this class? I'm telling you. Yes, it has to be that size. It has to be that big. It's kind of weird.
Now,
Oh, okay.
so, it's about 10 of, okay? One of the things I started to say before when he was talking about the guy from Vietnam that's selling the live fish, Paul concentrates on parts, right, from appliances, okay? There's a guy selling live fish. There's a guy in Pittsburgh that sells collectible stuff, $1,000 a month. All kinds of stuff can be sold. That's one of the things that, We'll all stick around for a few minutes, but we're done, okay? And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve with Rake and Profit. I'm here with Paul, and I just want to shoot a quick testimonial for him because he's been one of my good friends for over, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And if you're looking to learn about selling on eBay and you want to start a side hustle, or you just want to make some money flipping stuff on eBay, you're in great hands. Paul's been doing this for a long time. He's helped a ton of people, and I put my full faith and trust in him. So, Paul, I appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you so much.
You got it.